Hello, my name is Andy, and I'm a minister for Trinity of Christ Ministries, and I'm also a Knight of the Word, and we're doing a Bible study series on Proverbs, and we're in Proverbs 13. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please like if you like it, and share it if you want someone else to see it. And if you want to see the whole series, come to trinityofchrist.org. On the Bible study page, you'll find all the recorded Bible studies that we have. And I hope to see you and join us. I'm about to begin the Bible study and share it up on the screen so you can see it. It only takes me a second or two to get everything in order here. If it doesn't fight me. Okay, here we go. Proverbs 13. Now I'm going to take this line for line because each line is kind of a lesson in itself. So bear with me, and we will approach this as best we can. A wise son heeds his father's instruction, but a mocker does not respond to rebukes. What exactly does this mean? Well, a wise son heeds those who know better than him and listens to instructions, but a mocker can't be bothered. They already know everything, and so they don't listen to anybody. And so they fall into every hole and every trap there is because, they're unwilling to learn. 2, from the fruit of their lips, people enjoy good things, but the unfaithful have an appetite for violence. Drama. Have you ever known anyone who likes drama? They'll stir things up just to entertain themselves rather than help people to do better. They'll use their words to encourage the drama and the violence. 3, those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives. Sometimes something that you say or do can enrage someone, put them into a fit, and they'll hurt you because of it. The wise person doesn't walk into that. They hold their tongue to when it can do some good. Those who speak rashly, those who encourage violence, well, they will feel that violence. So don't be one who encourages violence, but be a peacekeeper. Someone who encourages people to be kind and respectful. 4, a sluggard's appetite is never filled, but the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. Again, a sluggard is a person who's lazy, doesn't want to do their own work. And because of that, their appetite is never filled with the things that they want from others. But the desires of the diligent are fully satisfied. If you take time out and you work and you do the job that's required to earn whatever you need, you will be satisfied. The righteous hate what is false, but the wicked make themselves a stench and brings shame on themselves. The righteous hates what is false because we can't bear the lie. the closer to God you are, the closer to righteousness you are, the more blatant the lies appear. I mean, you see it everywhere in the world. Advertising, job applications, uh, politicians. They spend their lives building lies, and it should offend us. And if it's not offending us, we may need to check where we are ourselves. But the wicked make themselves a stench and bring shame upon themselves. Well, what does that mean? That means if you live the lie and you practice falsehood, it will eventually come back on you. It'll stain your reputation. It will stain your how people see you. It'll stain your ability to do things. So it's just wiser to not do that, to be honest, be truthful, be upright so that people will trust you and God will trust you. 6, righteousness guards the person of integrity, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. A person who seeks righteousness, they're walking good and safe paths. They're trying to be honest. Excuse me for the coughing. You're trying to walk a straight line. But wickedness walks a crooked line. And because of that, the wickedness comes back on them. So it's better to be righteous. 7, one person pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. And another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. I'm going to stop on that a second, because this is in the world as well. It's worldly teaching. They teach you to put on airs, make a great show, look like you're rich so people will like you. And don't be who you really are. Be someone else. Be something else, something that you can't be in order to climb the ladder and get closer to what you want. And that gets discovered and it taints your reputation. Good example is you bring a girl home and you pretend it's your home and you're still living with your parents. When she finds out the truth, you're going to lose her. Not because you live with your parents, but more likely because you lied to her. And this happens all through life. So don't listen to the world teaching you to be something you're not. Be who you are. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth. Now we see this in the world today too. People who are rich pretend to be poor because there are millions of people out there trying to take their richness from them. If you show off your wealth, you're more than often likely to uh, pull in people who don't like you because of who you are, but like you because they want what you have. 8, a person's riches may ransom their life, but the poor cannot respond to threatening rebukes. A rich person has more ability to defend themselves from bad things. In other words, they could pay a ransom to keep their life. But a poor person, we don't have much that we can do to defend ourselves. And unfortunately, that is a truth. The light of righteousness, the light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out. A person who is righteous and trying to pursue good shines brightly for everyone, and everyone wants to be part of it. But the lamp of the wicked, they're about destruction. They're about failure. They're about harm. And people flee from that. 10. When there is strife, there is pride. But wisdom is found in those who take advice. Pride is many things. And that usually is what causes strife, because I'm right, you're wrong. I have to be right, you have to be wrong. And so two people who agree differently will fight because of their pride. They have to be right. They can't just allow that other person to think what they think. And so when you take a stand like that, you better be right. But even if you're not, you're going to cause violence. It's wiser to avoid and not be prideful. Allow other people to think what they think. You can offer your advice, but you can't make them take it. But wisdom is found in those who take advice. And so, wisdom is found by people who listen, not who talk. 11. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Hey, let's take a look at that. The lottery is a good example. All of a sudden, you never had money, and you win the lottery, and all of a sudden you're rich. Well, usually those who are rich lose their money because they never learned how to make it grow. And so, they get rich and they spend it on stuff, and next thing you know, they got nothing. Those who learn and grow and find the right path, they're more likely to keep their money because they have experience. 12. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Whoever scorns instruction will pay for it, but whoever respects the command is rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. Good judgment wins favor, but the way of the unfaithful leads to their destruction. When you do what you're asked and people are happy, that is a good thing for you. When you use good judgment and you prove that you know what you're saying, that leads to life. But the way of the unfaithful leads to their destruction, because they neither have good judgment nor are willing to follow others. If you want to learn how to lead, you first must learn how to follow. If you want to have a friend, you first got to be a friend. That's a really important principle, and one that's worth thinking about. 16. All who are prudent act with knowledge, but fools expose their folly. In other words, a man who doesn't get the facts before he acts is a fool. You need to be prudent and find out what is true before you act. 17. A wicked messenger falls into trouble, but a trustworthy envoy brings healing. Whoever disregards discipline comes to poverty and shame, but whoever heeds correction is honored. People like to think that discipline is a bad thing. But if you look at it in the with the right eyes, you see that discipline improves you and helps you track and go in the right direction. And so never be um, afraid of discipline. Accept it and move on. A longing fulfilled is sweet to the soul, but the fools detest turning from evil. Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Why do you think the rich send their children to special schools? It's not just because of the school and what they're teaching, but it's the whole principle that they're trying to teach their children to walk with the wise and to become wise. And if you are stuck living with a bunch of fools, it's very easy to follow their foolish ways. So they protect their children by sending them to a school that they can afford. It's unfortunate to the rest of us, but even if you're in among fools, you don't have to be one. Trouble pursues the sinner, but the righteous are rewarded with good things. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Let me reread that one. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. That makes sense. But a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Sorry, I don't have an answer for that one. But a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. I think that what you're trying to say is a sinner loses their wealth to the righteous, because the righteous do what is right, and so they benefit, and the sinner doesn't. But that's just my interpretation on that. An unplowed field produces food for the poor, but injustice sweeps it away. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. The righteous eat to their heart's content, but the stomach of the wicked go hungry. Now I'm going to approach 24. Whoever spares the rod hates their children, but the one who loves their children is careful to discipline them. There is a difference between discipline and vengeance. A parent that loves their child will discipline them young. Why? So that when they're older, they will have control of themselves. And they won't need to be disciplined by the government, by their teachers, by life itself, because those can be far more serious than, a quick slap on the butt. Children need to have structure, and they need to have an idea of what they can do and can't do. For if they grow up wild, they hurt themselves, they hurt the people around them. Society comes crashing down around their ears. And that you're seeing today. People don't know what is right. They don't know what's up and what is down. They don't know what is boy or is girl. They don't know the difference between good and evil. It's all right in their book. And because of that, we have chaos. So if you love your child, you will discipline them. You won't go overboard. You'll do just what you need to do to teach. I like to use the saying that if you feel bad because you had to hit your child, that's good. Because that feeling bad keeps you from overdoing it. You want to teach your child, not have vengeance on your child. And so discipline is a good thing. It's a measured thing. And it's something that is meant to teach, not to destroy. Well, with that, I'll leave you guys and wish you a wonderful week. We do these videos every week, so if you want to share them or subscribe, you will see more. If you want to see them all, you can go to trinityofchrist.org and go to the Bible study page. And on the bottom, we keep the Bible studies that we've pre-recorded. Okay, God bless. Have a good day, and